Hey kids, welcome back to String Cheese and Applesauce, where today we're going to do another build. Today is this Monster Fighter set. This is set number 9466, The Crazy Scientist and His Monster. So this is a Monster Fighter set, came out in 2012. It's a medium-sized set, has about 430 pieces, 2 instruction books. So there's no box here. This set has already been built before, been disassembled, stored away. Now we're breaking it out to build it again. So the box is long gone, but you can see the book is in good shape. And believe it or not, this is one set that I actually have put stickers on. So some of the few pieces that do have stickers, and there's not many in this set, but some of the few that that do have stickers, they are stickered already. So this is pretty cool set because it has some cool minifigures. So let's look at the minifigures first. First one we have is just called Monster. Now he's kind of Frankensteinish looking. You can see he has the cool little brown jacket over a patchwork shirt. You can see he's got some stitches on his chest. And then his head has got, you know, a bobby pin or a safety pin, 2 safety pins it looks like right here on the top. Right there and right there, 2 safety pins stitching his head together. It's a pretty cool little headpiece because when you take it off you can see his head. And then here's the headpiece by itself. So what this does is it gives the illusion that his forehead is a lot bigger when you put it on. It's really just a normal minifigure head. And without the headpiece, it's still kind of a cool looking crazy monster. And in the back, just a little bit of printing on this torso, just showing some of the patchwork of his jacket. So that's a cool monster minifigure. The next little minifigure we have is Major Quentin Steele. Now we've already seen him before. He was in the, what was that other set we just built? It was the werewolf set. So this is the exact same figure that was in the werewolf set. Nothing unique about him at all. And then same with Dr. Rodney Rathbone. He was also seen in the, hold on, let me look. It was, which one was he? Oh, he was in the vampire one. So Rodney Rathbone was in the vampire. Hearse, so it, like again, the exact same figure. So this is the unique figure in here. This is the crazy scientist. So he's unique. This is what the set is named after. It's the Crazy Scientist and His Monster. So we've got 2 unique figures here. He's pretty cool. You can see on his torso, he's got this white lab jacket with this belt going across, and he has scissors, some sort of test tube in there, and on the back he's got some pliers, and 2 other test tubes. That little line you see going up, that's like a printed crease in his jacket. So pretty cool little crazy scientist torso. And then his headpiece, he has the little crazy glasses over his eyes, and then some sort of mechanical print right there. And then on the back, it is a double printed face. It's the same thing, it just doesn't have the red. You know, this one had the red and green. No, I guess it's just red and dark gray. And then this one is just dark gray and then clear. His hair is the flexible, kind of semi-hard rubber. And when we put it on him, you can see it's just all crazy. It's like his hair is being flown back, or, you know, permanently stuck back in this little crazy hair position. So that's our crazy scientist. So those are the 3 minifigures. 2 are unique, 2 are duplicated, but this has to be one of my favorite minifigures I don't want to say of all time, but definitely of the Monster Fighter stuff. And then Major Quentin Steele has a gun. It's the same gun that we saw in the other set that he's in. So let's go ahead and put that on him. There we go. And the hat falls off. This hat does not have that, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's just 4 little pieces of plastic that come together. They don't grip onto the stud on top of the minifigure's heads at all. So this hat falls off a lot, unlike some of the other hats. See how that one has a full circle? So that full circle has enough clutch power to grip onto the studs on top of someone's head. All right, so those are the minifigures. Let's go ahead and just jump right into this build. There's two instruction books. So this first one is going to build mostly the Monster Fighters vehicle. So it's a pretty cool little vehicle. It has a lot of this kind of baby blue color. This color right here. So I've got all the pieces already sorted. So this should go pretty quickly. And the original set came in multiple bags, so this would have been bag number 1. So we're working our way up to the bigger sets in this Monster Fighters theme. This is kind of right in the middle. It's not a huge set, but it's definitely not a small set. But that being said, I think it's probably one of the better ones. I wouldn't say it's better because of, well, I like the science lab. I don't know. The more I think about it, maybe it isn't one of the better ones. It's good, don't get me wrong. But I just wish it didn't have the duplicated minifigures. But the lab is cool, and you'll see that here when we get to that. Probably going to do this build in 2 parts. Just do the car and the minifigures in this video, and then the science lab is going to be in the second video. That way I don't lose you kids' attention. So this random yellow piece right here in the back, it's probably going to get hidden with something, because there's so much. That's the only yellow piece I see in all these pieces. Yep, and right when I say that, you can see it's already starting to get hidden. Bye-bye, yellow piece. There are a few glow-in-the-dark pieces in this set too. So that's pretty cool. They don't glow as much as the skeleton horse does. I don't think anything will glow as much as that thing does. Interesting use to this city fender. So this is a fender piece that you normally see on the side of cars where the wheels go. Well, this is the only one that comes in the set, and we're putting it right here on the front of the vehicle. So it's creating the stylized hood and front grille piece for this little steampunk type vehicle. And this is something kind of rare. Normally a city vehicle is not, the wheels don't go on until the very end. Well, we're only in step 13. The vehicle's not even done being built yet, and they're already showing us to put the wheels on. But there's good reason, because we're about to cover it up with some fenders on the sides. So the wheels will kind of be tucked underneath the main body of the car. So if we don't get them on now, we're not going to be able to get them on later. So that's why we're putting them on. So here's the first of the little fender pieces that we're going to build. It's just stacking random bows and tiles, plates, modified plates. And it goes right there. You can see it's on there. Wouldn't be able to get those wheels on. So now we'll build the other side. All right, check that out. So that would have finished bag number 1. It's here in the instructions. We're instructed to open bag number 2. Obviously, we already have all the pieces out. So we're just gonna continue on as if we've opened bag 2. No big deal. So we've got these Technic axles that are sliding along this Technic brick. So there's going to be a little play feature. I actually forgot about this until I just started to see the instructions again, but it's okay, the play feature. It's not the greatest, but it's better than nothing. Of course, we'll look at it whenever we get it built. I'll kind of show you what's going on with it. And who loves them some flick fires, because we've got some in here. Okay. That goes in there. Good. And the little squishy axle joiner thing. And then the little thin lift arm will hold it all together. There we go. So here's what we've got. We've got this little thing that you can push out. So see, it stays in and then it pops out, and you got this little aimable, semi-aimable flick fire. And then you can push it back in. And it'll make more sense once this whole thing is built, really how this comes together. 'Cause it's not that great right now. So here's a cool little fender detail. You have this modified plate with a clip, and then this little flag piece that you clip on there. And you have two of these bows. I guess they're 3x3x2. 1x3x2. 1x3x2 bow. So that's kind of how it makes it. And then you put it on here. And then the fender goes like that. There's two of them. They're identical, one on each side. Pretty cool little detail if you ask me. Because then this flag, when you fold it over, you can see it doesn't hit the tire because there's a stud there with a stud on the side. I mean a brick with a stud on the side. And it actually hits that stud to prevent it from going any further and getting stuck on the wheel. All right, some cool back windshield action going on. Right there. Front hood and some front windshield action. All right, so now we're going to build the roof of the car. Two more flick fires. One and two. And then this is just all a little bit of greebling on the top. It's really not going to be any function. It's just for style. Cool little satellite dish. So that's the roof, and this little flick fire thing, it's on some Technic lift arms, so it kind of has a little bit of motion side to side. So it's semi-posable. And then it just goes on top. Am I missing something on there? Something's not lining up. Let me back up a few steps. I messed something up. Yep, there it is. Pay attention, kids. Have to go back and redo steps like I did. It wasn't too bad, it was just one step back. All right, there we go. Now everything goes on. All right, now we've got a few front headlights. These old style, what used to be like the fire hose connector pieces. That's what I always remember them from. And two flames. This thing is fueled off of rocket fuel, I guess. All right, so here's what's going on. Our one of our fighters actually sits on this little sidecar, and you can see it pushes him in and out. And then you have Major Steel with his loose hat. About to have to craggle this hat. He sits on the top. So like I said, this is posable here, the top one. And then this thing comes out and you can shoot. Thing is, if he's on top, then there's no one driving the vehicle. You see there's a steering wheel in there. So we need someone in here to drive. So let me put Major Steel in here. And I've about had enough of his hat. That's frustrating. All right. Put his gun up there. So now we have a driver, and then we have a sidecar rider who can come out and shoot his little flick fire. So that's the vehicle in this Crazy Scientist set. We have yet to get to the actual science lab. That's going to be next, and we're going to do that in part 2 of this video. So thanks for watching, and make sure to click on the link below. I'll put it right here where you can see part 2 and see the Crazy Scientist, and that's the main attraction. It is really cool. So make sure to check it out.